She was the most beautiful woman in the village, and every man who tried to marry her walked away broken. Not because she rejected them, because her own body held a secret so strange, the whole village had a name for her. Words I won't repeat yet, because you need to hear how this story really ends. Some called it a curse, others called it witchcraft. But what really happened to Salom would test one woman's faith, break one man's pride, and force one couple into a forest where trees whisper, and wishes come at a price. Stay till the end, because this story does not go where you think it goes. In a quiet, sun-drenched village, there lived a young woman named Salom. She had the kind of beauty that stopped conversations, skin like polished chocolate, catching the light, thick braids that framed a face with eyes that seemed to hold their own stars. But Salom wasn't just a beautiful face. She was one of the finest weavers the village had ever seen. Her hands turned thread into color, into art. Everyone wanted one of her wrappers, and everyone knew something else about her too. Salom had never been with a man. She was waiting, not out of fear, but out of conviction. She wanted love, real love, not a transaction. That didn't stop the suitors. They came with yams, with jewelry, with goats, bribing their way toward her heart. Salom turned every one of them away. Her parents were losing patience. "Salom," her father would sigh, "you are not getting any younger. We want grandchildren before we're too old to hold them." And that pressure would open the door to the man who almost destroyed her. His name was Akum, son of the village chief, a skilled carpenter who built furniture for the king himself, respected, charming, and, underneath it all, hollow. When the chief personally asked Salom's father for her hand, Salom agreed out of respect for her family. At first, Akum seemed genuine. They got engaged. But as the wedding drew closer, his true motive surfaced. He pushed her again and again to sleep with him early. "We're practically married," he insisted. One night, worn down by love and trust, Salom gave in, and something happened that no one expected. No matter what he tried, he could not be with her. The pain was unbearable. She begged him to stop. They tried again and again, always the same result. Akum's mask fell instantly. "I only wanted to marry you to be the first," he spat. "What good is a woman I can't even have?" He ended the engagement on the spot and told the entire village why. Desperate to understand her own body, Salom let other men try. Every single one failed the same way. Word spread like fire through dry grass. She became the village's favorite gossip. Some said she wasn't a real woman at all. Men pointed and laughed as she walked to market. One by one, every suitor disappeared. The woman once chased by half the village was now avoided by all of it. Her devastated parents finally brought her to the village midwife, who confirmed the truth. A rare physical condition made intimacy and childbirth impossible. They tried every remedy the healers offered. Nothing worked. So Salom did the only thing she had left. She poured herself into her weaving, turning heartbreak into color, thread by thread. If this story is moving you already, hit like right now. It helps more people find Salom's story. And trust me, it's about to change direction completely. One market day, a trader named Ugana arrived from a neighboring village. He'd heard whispers about a weaver with unmatched skill, and he wanted to see it for himself. When he saw Salom's wrappers, he was floored. "These are the most beautiful pieces I've ever seen," he told her, and meant every word. They became friends, then something more. Months later, Ugana confessed his feelings. Salom panicked. She started avoiding him, hiding whenever he came near her shop, terrified of being humiliated all over again. But Ugana didn't give up. He came to her gently and asked only for the truth. By the riverside, as the sky turned orange and pink, Salom finally told him everything. Her condition, her shame, her fear of being discarded again. Ugana took her hand. "You are more than your condition," he said. "I don't care about that. I care about you." For the first time in years, Salom let herself hope. Salom and Ugana built a life on something rarer than passion, devotion. Their bond grew, their business flourished, and slowly, the village that once mocked her began to admire what they saw. They married. 2 years passed, their love only deepened. But Salom's fear never left her. What if he grows tired of me? What if he wants children I can't give him? Then Ugana's own family turned against her. They accused her of witchcraft, of secretly eating her own children, of faking her condition to hide some dark truth. They came to her door to torment her. Ugana defended her every single time, but the isolation was crushing her anyway. One quiet afternoon, an old woman in tattered clothes wandered into Salom's shop, hoping to buy a wrapper for her granddaughter's wedding. But she couldn't afford even the cheapest one. Salom gave it to her for free. Moved, the old woman lingered at the door and lowered her voice. "I know about your condition, my daughter. There may be a way to help you, but the path is dangerous." She spoke of the Ojigi forest and a legendary tree of truth that grants one honest wish to anyone brave enough to reach it. Salom rushed home. Ugana was skeptical, but he saw the fire back in her eyes. The next morning they set out for the forest together. The forest of Ojigi was alive, ancient trees with roots like twisted arms, and whispers riding on every breeze. Their first trial, a clearing swarmed with golden butterflies that blocked Salom's path, hissing, "You are unworthy, turn back." Salom closed her eyes and repeated Ugana's words back to herself. "I am more than my condition." The butterflies parted. Deeper in, a massive serpent rose from the shadows, scales gleaming, eyes glowing like coals. Ugana fought it with everything he had, and finally struck it down, but not before it sank its fangs into his neck. Salom did the only thing she could. She pressed her lips to the wound and drew the venom out herself, sobbing, begging him to stay with her. They pushed forward, but the poison was winning. Ugana finally collapsed, unable to walk another step. "Leave me," he whispered. "Reach the tree. It's our only hope." Salom ran alone through the dark until she reached a glowing meadow, and there it stood, the tree of truth, silver bark, leaves like scattered stars. "Salom," the tree's voice echoed, "you have faced doubt, fear, and trust. Tell me, what do you truly seek?" She had come for a body made whole, for children, for an end to her suffering, but standing there, all she could think about was the man dying in the forest behind her. "Save Ugana," she said. "Heal him. That is my wish." "This is your only wish," the tree warned. "Are you certain?" "I am certain." She drank the golden sap and gave up her one chance to be whole for him. She ran back and found Ugana alive, breathing, strong. When he learned what she'd sacrificed, he grabbed her hand and pulled her back toward the tree, hoping to wish on her behalf. But the tree's voice thundered through the clearing. "No one who has made a wish or benefited from one may make another." They left the forest empty-handed in the way the world measures things, and yet richer than anyone else in the village. Salom's condition never changed, but her love with Ugana did. Because in that forest, they learned something most people spend a lifetime chasing, that love was never about being whole. It was about choosing each other anyway, every single day, without condition. If Salom's story moved you, the heartbreak, the strength, the love that chose her over her own healing, let me know in the comments which part hit you hardest. Subscribe if you want more stories like this one, where love is tested by fire, forest, and fate. And if you know someone who needs a reminder that they are more than their condition? Send them this story. I'll see you in the next one.